Let me speak on this. Right now, as we speak, Kevin Feige is doing a yak of crack, no cocaine, like a mile long across the table.
That's a contradiction from what I read this morning.
Across some big titty hookers because of what this movie just did.
First of all, you think that he's on Earth?
I think he did.
Pretty sure Kevin Feige is coming back from Mars. First person to do a roll of coke in space.
Exactly. Hard. While
Space crack.
while the Russo brothers is literally getting blown by a barrage of hookers for what they did here. This is one of the. First of all, fuck it, the hammer. Captain.
Okay, wait.
I did shed a tear though.
I didn't shed a tear.
I laughed.
But
I laughed. I cried. It was so many emotions. At one point, my pants felt a little wet, and I didn't know what it was.
so throughout
That was you becoming a man.
So throughout the entire movie, like I was composing myself like a human being, except there were points where I was like, because like I was seeing stuff happening. And then there were 2 times in the movie where I literally started up an applause. The first time was Hail Hydra. I really did this. Like, everybody just started clapping.
Let me tell you why. For 2 reasons. One, of course, comic book reference. 2.
Wait, you mean the comic book reference that nobody liked? And it ruined the Marvel universe? Ruined the Captain America movies and Nick Spencer is a fraud? That one?
Yes, that one. Number 2, subverting expectations. That was a shot-for-shot scene from Captain America Winter Soldier.
Exactly.
And I thought, is he really about to throw down again?
And that was one of the times I was like,
when he did it, like, okay, the lady sitting next to me, it was a lovely Asian woman sitting next to me, and she saw me freaking out through the whole movie. I was going to fucking fit. And then, as soon as I passed out because of blood loss. But as soon as he got on the elevator and he said, "Hell, Hydra, my heart seat," and I was like, "Oh, take me down, Jesus." So
the level of writing in this movie overall was just
everything came into place.
Hold on, let's not jerk the writers off yet.
Let's get to the part where it was Clint and Scarlet Witch.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, whatever. She's Scarlet Witch. Black Widow.
Really
Black
gonna do
Widow.
that now?
Sorry. Black Widow and Clint.
Okay.
Are we really gonna do this now?
We just go for whatever moment comes to your mind. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
The part when they were on top and they had to sit there and sacrifice each other. I honestly thought Clint was gonna sacrifice himself.
So I thought I was with you too, and of course, because I was thought, he's Ronin, he killed people out of no mercy and all that stuff. I mean, he gotta die. He did some messed up stuff. So then I was like, they started doing the tussle and stuff, and I was like, it kind of took me out a little bit. I was like, I'm not feeling this right now. To me, it lost the gravity of what they had to do. But then once they got to the off the cliff part, I was like, okay, you're tugging it.
When they did that classic shout out movie line where the guy does the slow mo pan and he waves and he runs to the and I was like, are they gonna be that cliche? And I was telling you, my girl, Black Widow's like, fuck you. You ain't stealing this thing, Jeremy Renner. She swore down. She was like, nah, I'm gonna get the Oscar for this.
As cool as that thing was, I felt like that was the lowest point of the movie for me.
I got lower, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it felt like the gravity to me was just like all over the place. That's why I said this entire movie was like a roller coaster, but that particular scene, I was like, I'm not feeling it as much, but I like the, going back and forth tussle. Shout out back to Avengers 1. And so, at the end it got me.
But it wasn't even just that. It was, you did this shit in the Infinity War with Gamora.
So I'm glad you said that, because that was to me a plot hole. Nebula knew what it took to get that stone.
Mm-hmm.
And she did not.
There's no way she did not tell them.
Well,
that was weird.
And when they got there, they acted surprised.
Well, here's my deal. I believe Nebula didn't tell them because she knew eventually they'd have to figure it out and they didn't want to go back and forth right there.
But my thing is that the point of this mission is like
Get
get the stones and come back and put them
And
back.
also, too, what would have happened if Rocket and Thor went to Vormir? That only worked because of them. And out of all the people who went, they were the only ones, except for maybe Cap and Tony, where it was like, we are so close that we could.
And I could even see Black Widow and Cap.
And Cap, yeah. But
yeah, that specific situation, it had to be those two. I mean, it's plot convenience.
yeah,
It's plot
yeah.
convenience.
And
there was
don't
an
get me
easier
wrong,
way
it was a lot of plot conveniences too.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Vormir, I want to get into them going to get the stones individually because I felt like when they were tracking where all the stones were at different times, the cube was also in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
And I don't know why they didn't think to get it there.
Did they know it was in? I don't think they knew.
Thor knew.
Okay, gotcha.
But at the same time, if they were getting it, and if they were getting the cube in 2012, then it probably wouldn't have existed when Thor and Rocket went to go get the Aether.
Right.
And another thing, at the end of Thor Ragnarok, they take the Aether back to the Collector.
Yeah.
Why didn't they
Dark
just...
World.
Yeah, in Dark World, I'm sorry. Why didn't they just literally travel to the end of Dark World and say, hey, thanks for doing the movie for us. You don't have to go. You don't have to go to the Collector. We're gonna scoop that. Thank you very much, please.
Because we needed character development.
I don't care. I'm not going too deep into particulars.
I would argue.
My thing
But the
is
thing is, it's plot holes.
I
though.
don't
Because I would also argue, why didn't you just go to the point where they had Thanos and was getting the gauntlet off, snatch the
And me and you talked about this.
that-
There was no way. There was no way Clint and Natasha were gonna take on a 5 Infinity Stone Thanos to get the
But you don't have to do that. When they had him like this and Quill was about to fuck it up, they jump in and be like, I know what you about to do, but stop. Let me take these. because the point was, and Natasha said this, we need to mitigate as many, not mitigate, but we need to make as few trips as possible
And keep mistakes as possible.
Exactly. There are 5 stones right here where Tony and them was fucking with Thanos. Let's go get them.
do not care. My next point is Hulk banner.
Okay, that's
That's another low point for me.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
I was like,
It was a weird one to me.
really?
It was,
I did not like it.
I didn't like it at all.
It was weird to look at.
Yeah.
It was weird to look
It was
at.
a little bit too. One of the things that, and that's why I feel like Thanos comes off so well on screen. But one of the things that really, I guess, like kind of irks me with CG characters is when they're a little too movie or active. When I say movie, I don't mean MOVIE. I mean movie as in they move a little bit. They're fluid. You're about to say fluid.
Yeah.
Thanos was never that in either movies. He's the best CG character in live action that I've ever seen.
And then for them to just fuck that up with Banner.
Yeah.
On top of that, like in Infinity War, they were building to something in regards to why Hulk wouldn't come out, and then like
they kind of just dropped it.
They dropped it Flash off screen, and I was like, well, you literally touched our dicks and walked out of the room.
Well, I was like, you don't have to explain that. I mean, we kind of understood because the Russos pretty much explained it at the end of Infinity War why Hulk wouldn't come out. And I was
No,
like,
he
okay.
didn't.
Yeah, they did. They was like,
They said that they didn't say it in the movie. The Russo said it in an interview. Because to the average person, it looked like Hulk caught that ass beat
and didn't want to come out. But really, the Russos was like, Hulk was tired of being used. He was like, for the whole point of when he was on World War Hulk doing his thing, he was able to live as a fucking person. But now that Bruce Banner is taking over, he's like, hey, I only want you to come out when there's a threat. And he's like, I was a living being, and now I'm just your slave.
Okay, well, I didn't watch that interview.
But like you said, like the Russo just came out and said it in an interview.
Yeah, they had to take a shortcut.
Because the movie was long enough.
Yeah.
I know we haven't got to the action part yet, but it's
I mean, it's cool. We're getting all the not necessarily nitpicky, but the stuff that just maybe didn't work for us out of the way. I think that's fine.
I love Brie Larson in this.
So let me talk about.
Are we there yet?
I got words.
This is when she first came. So the whole she saves Tony in space thing. I thought that was cool. Love Rocky Raccoon's interaction with everybody. By the way, that was on point. Bro, Bradley Cooper. You know, needs a couple extra checks. That motherfucker carried a play. Wait, you talking about CG characters? Rocket Raccoon is pretty up there too.
Yeah, okay, him too. But I was talking about humanoid.
Okay, gotcha.
Humanoid characters, because stand up like even shit like and I'm like if I go back to Infinity War a little bit, like even like minor interactions, like even the part where he's sitting there in this one where he's sitting there, he's like, I'm gonna just sit here and wait. He's just playing there with rock and shit. Like, so whose ass am I gonna see? Oh,
Speaking of Thanos, let's go to the beginning of the movie. This motherfucker's having Sunday brunch.
Oh, you mean when the Avengers first plan was let home invade this motherfucker? And then when we don't get what we want, just wreck his shit.
Exactly. Like, he had the constitutional right to shoot every last one of them.
Exactly.
Like, he's sitting there having tea, the birds are whistling. He done hung up his jersey because...
They come in there like,
you know, hung up his jersey and everything. His jersey's in the Raptors. He's
what got me was when he was on the stove cooking whatever.
Just sitting there cooking grits.
And then he stopped and looked. He was like, y'all hear that? Y'all hear something?
Dude. All I know is as soon as they busted the go, X go give it to me. It was playing in my head. My boy Thor was butt hurt. He was like,
nah.
But my thing is, we should probably Brie Larson. She came through that room. She gave him the business it was personal.
Like he owed her money. He was like, bitch, you been in that corner all weekend. All you
got was $1.
Are you ducking me? She was on his ass like, you are the quarterback. We need you on this play. And she quarterbacked the hell out of that play.
Speaking of Captain Marvel, I'm going to jump for a second just for this quote. Because when Rocky was like, well, why weren't you here? And she was like, bitch. There are thousands of people. Earth ain't the only one. I've been handling thousands of planets. Y'all couldn't take care of what?
But I did like a quick little interaction. It was very, very quick, very subtle. Rhodey and Captain Marvel were the last two on the screens, I think.
Yeah.
And they kind of glanced at each other, and I was like,
Are we doing comic shit?
Wait a minute.
One question. When we see Thor, when he has the beard, and what comic book is that from?
That could be anything. That could be the 90s. He was bearded out in the 90s.
So beard and fat gut, or
braided beard.
That could be Odin.
That could be old King Thor.
Okay, that's what I was thinking when I saw that. I was like, they hit me with a reference and I couldn't catch it right quick.
Apparently, the gut Thor is from the comics too.
I'm gonna have to look that up because
I've heard it.
That's the other problem I had.
Boy, they bust up in his shit, you know, and my boy Thor makes a call back from Infinity War. It's like, this is my whip for the head.
First he went for the head.
Give it on! Chopped the fan off, shouted out Wu-Tang, mic dropped and left, and he was like, fuck y'all looking at it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Two things. I always got two things for some reason. Who was the first one to go for the hand? Rocket.
Oh yeah.
Get the arm.
Heard about this motherfucker too.
He's always scrounging for the body part. I thought it was funny. But also too, with the head, it was like, with the hand, it was like, why didn't they just cut off his head? Why didn't they just Doctor Strange just with his head? They did it this time.
One thing I do love about this too, like, I don't know how I felt about that because I was like, y'all just beat up a cripple.
Fuck that shit. Nah.
No.
Technically,
Rhodey was crippled.
exactly.
Good point.
As far as I'm concerned, crippled fight.
So next point. I like what they did with Clint.
So we had, do we want to go chronological or you just?
Well, just do whatever you want to
All right,
do.
go for it.
I know we saving that ether right now,
Yeah.
but Clint.
Can I just point out that because we brought up Rhodey, can I just point out that I'm glad they actually let him be a fucking legitimate superhero.
Oh my
Yes.
god!
And interact with people and
Talk to people besides Tony.
exactly, like when the chemistry between him and pretty much the majority of the cast,
Like
that,
him and Nebula? I didn't see
yeah,
that too.
exactly, like
My favorite part is when they're talking with Bruce and they're talking about time travel movies. He's like, what do you get that from? Back to the Future? I love the fact that they reference that
Yeah.
because they knew people would have questions about it. And then Bruce snapped back and I was like, this is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. You were about to go to something. Ronan.
Oh yeah.
Ronan.
That opening, I don't know if there could have been a better opening than that. When you show his family and everything like that, and then the call out to Hawkeye's daughter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there was so
You caught that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! When she's sitting there and then he calls her Hawkeye and everything,
There were so many calls.
and then when she hits it, and then I was like, as soon as the family just, and then you felt it too. I was like, and then the Avengers thing rolled in. I was like,
And everybody knew it was coming too, but they
Exactly.
just still weren't ready to see
the
it.
weight of it.
Yeah.
Is that Mockingbird? That's not Mockingbird.
No.
No.
Okay.
But it would be cool if in this, well, no, they can't do that because something else that happened, they finally acknowledged the TV shows.
They did
Or
it.
some of them.
They is in the movies or?
The movies finally acknowledged the TV shows. You were correct, Christian. When they go back to the 1970s,
Wait, let him explain it.
when they go back to the 1970s and Tony is talking to Howard, when Howard is getting in the car, Jarvis is there with him. The actor that plays Jarvis on the Agent Carter show was the Jarvis in that movie.
So now the universes are linked.
Mhm.
That's officially.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still would have liked to have seen like a blind guy walking down the street,
By the way,
close enough.
shouts out to the Stan Lee cameo. This motherfucker riding down the street. I'm pretty sure that's the last one we
No
gonna
Peace,
get.
Not Love. I think that's the last
Yeah,
one.
that's the last.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah.
I love the cameo, the black woman who was in the elevator. She's like, something gonna smell right.
I don't know about these.
That was Octavia Smith.
No, that was
I'm sorry.
I forgot her name.
It's cool.
But they do that on purpose because Kim Jong was in it too.
Yeah.
I didn't understand his part.
Okay, here's the thing. The Russo brothers, they used to work on Community. So every movie that they've directed, they tried to put a cast member from Community into the MCU.
Okay.
Okay.
So and I think those were the last two left that they had to do,
Okay. I've never
Except
seen
for
Community,
maybe-
so I don't even know who's in it.
except for maybe Chevy Chase, but he was super racist. But other than that,
What about Chip
We're gonna talk about this later. What's next?
Yeah.
What we got next?
So the second thing that made me start an applause in the theater, and I think it was also a Captain America moment.
America's ass.
No, not that.
America's
But that was fucking hilarious.
It was.
No, it wasn't that I started an applause. It was when they went back to 2012. Because throughout the whole movie, up until that moment that we gonna get to soon, like I said, I'm like, when they went back to 2012, the woman next to me was like, "Is this the first Avengers?" And I was like,
They turned the color up a little bit, but yes, this is first Avengers.
But this might be a minor throwback. This might be a minor reference, but I found it interesting and suitable that they sent Hulk to go get the Time Stone because Defenders reference.
Exactly.
Nice.
Oh, and the whole introspective with the ancient one,
Yeah.
and how she figured out, and the fact that she figured out Strange's plans,
Mhm.
and then the whole thing, Strange is the strongest of all of us, and I was like, yes.
But you know what irks me about that moment a little bit? So she could see far enough into the future to know that Strange was the best of all of us, and that's why that they picked him. But she couldn't know that that would be why he would be the best of all of us.
Well, no, because mind you, she remember when she was talking to Banner,
She
was
sees
like,
infinite futures as well. Well, she said she's seen her death millions of times as well, and she knows that she can never get past that moment.
She can't see past that. Oh,
I think what's more worrisome is there's an invasion in New York and she just letting it ride.
No. She was holding down the fort.
exactly.
Because you didn't see
She had to protect the thing though. Why do you think Wong didn't say, okay, I'm gonna ride to y'all to space or go to Wakanda in the last movie? Because he was like, whatever the fuck happens, the sanctum has to be protected.
There's a very important building.
Exactly.
You didn't see when the Chitauri were attacking, she was like, Matrix.
She got hit with key bombs and shit.
She got, at one time, she caught a TN moment. I was like, okay, cool.
But yeah, I love that Hulk and Ancient One meet up. Like, it was just random, like, characters, interactions. It worked to me. Like,
One of my favorite almost tear-filled moment is when Tony finally shows up after he figures out the time travel. And he reaches in his truck and he pulls out the shield and he gives it back to him. And then he's like, nah, don't tell nobody because they bring gifts.
I did notice that there were no claw marks in it, though.
No. Completely revamped, repolished, which means that he had that specifically because he knew he was going to make him Steve. And then, when we first...
I would argue that, but I would also...
Radium to do that.
Yeah. And also, too, Captain America's shield got completely destroyed in the movie. But then, the end.
So we have to kind of leave the end stuff at the end.
Yeah.
Before we get to that point, let me go back to the beginning for a second when Tony gets rescued and he comes down. And he first meets Steve Rogers. And he's sort of like, where the fuck were you, little bitch?
You talking about the beginning? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
You was sitting there beating our ass and shit. You were supposed to be the first Avenger.
I would have put armor around the world, and you was like, nah, we gonna die together. You know what? We did die, and you weren't there. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, he was getting worked at the war.
Tony did like Tony, you want to say what?
Tony got the name.
You want to say what?
When Thanos got the Earth and got the cap, and he was doing this, I know Thanos was probably thinking, I ain't even got time.
You want to tell you why Tony was so upset? Because he had to sit there while people were kicking names and taking ass. That's why he was upset.
I had to work with the stupid team.
He was up there with the D Squad.
Speaking of D Squad, so when they go get the Power Stone and Star-Lord sitting there, big Star. And
Rhodey was like, oh, okay, stupid.
I see why y'all.
Okay. That's why y'all.
What they didn't show is that when he got back, he was like, Tony, I understand.
Y'all noticed after the funeral, the Guardians immediately left.
Yeah.
I like to think there's a cut scene where Captain America was like, I heard what happened on Titan.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything, but you gotta have to leave.
No, Rocky can stay. Rocky can stay. You don't have to go home.
Sure.
Oh, but one thing I will say, I mean, this is a minor thing, but I didn't really think I saw Groot do anything.
Nah, he didn't really get a chance to shine.
He didn't do anything in the last movie. He was a sore spot for me in the last movie because all the Guardians were mishandled in the last movie.
Yeah.
But you know,
really, all the Guardians this movie didn't really.
But that was negligible.
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
So do we want to get okay.
Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson.
Oh, okay.
When she's on screen, it's always something amazing. I'm glad
they acknowledge like no scrapper, blah 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 blah. Valkyrie. You.
Come here. Valkyrie.
Did someone call my name Valkyrie? Valkyrie Johnson?
Not the Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Come here.
Hey, yo, Easy V. But ruling over
New Asgard.
Asgard. But let's go back a second to when they first meet up, and she says Thor's over there, and Thor's sitting there playing video games.
So I gotta say,
This is your sore spot, right?
yeah, that's a real sore spot for me. Like the Hulk shit, I was like, but the Thor shit, I was like, no. And the reason why is, and maybe I shouldn't have been expecting it, but I was like, okay, but I got fat and let it go. I get that because that was a big character arc for Thor. So it's not the character arc aspect of why they did what they did that pissed me off. But I'm not gonna lie, I was really like, so he just gonna be fat the rest of the movie. I don't have a problem with that, but it was like, he's a fallen warrior. And maybe I'm used to superhero well, not just that, but maybe I'm used to the movie logic of when that character lets themselves go, then they do a montage where they get back in the shape. So I'm like, and then I even kind of felt like they set it up when Tony was like, you push time into what's his name. You gotta push what's his name into time. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's what they're gonna do to get Thor big again. And it didn't happen. And I'm like,
but here's the thing though.
So I'm just gonna run around with sweatpants for the rest of the movie?
I'm gonna tell you why that didn't. I'm gonna tell you why that didn't work for me. And for this, I have to reference Justice League. In the Justice League movie, there were many moments where Batman looked undignified, like when he was rolling around on the grass on the floor after they were fighting Superman. Like, to me, when you make these movies, it's hard enough that you gotta sell people on the fact that these people in rainbow colored costumes and shit are running around beating ass and shit like that. But one of the things I liked about the Marvel movies and why it was a sore spot for me in Justice League is that they know how to make their characters look cool. Mm-hmm. And then in this one, like, they did Thor a disservice. Like, he did not look cool. He looked undignified, and all to serve as a joke when we first see him.
I don't think it was a joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I was definitely on the fences when I first saw it too, because I was like, how long is this gonna last? Like CG Hulk and Fat Thor. Okay, the joke is over now, right? The joke's still going.
Yeah, because
when we got to that part, shit, and then he had this little abusive husband moment when they was like, we don't say the T word. And then after that, they get there and they running through the plan, and like he stumbling around drunk and shit. I'm like, this shit isn't funny. It's sad. It's fucking sad.
There's a reason.
It didn't work for me at first, but in retrospect, I can appreciate it because Thor 1, Thor 2, Avengers 2. Mm-hmm. Thor is beefcake. Mm-hmm. He's the man you want to see.
But
they are at their lowest right now.
No, there's layers to it.
Well, there's layers. He's depressed. He's Infinity War. Thor went through the most shit out of all of them. Mm-hmm. And now we're seeing 5 years jump. I don't expect him to be in top shape.
Yeah. And that was what I was going to say, because as a god, they don't know what depression is.
Exactly. And that's what I'm going off of. First of all, one thing I love the Fat Thor thing. Because one, it was reminiscence of the Secret War, not Secret War, the one when Thor doesn't become worthy anymore. And
he becomes Donald Blake and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's unable to wield the hammer because he's not worthy anymore.
Gotcha.
Because there was
unworthy Thor.
What's the one? Fear itself.
Yeah. So when I think Nick Fury whispered in his ear, he drops the hammer.
Yeah. No, that wasn't Fear itself. That was Original Sin.
Original Sins. It was. I felt it was a call out to Original Sins because even himself, he didn't feel worthy. Because what's the first thing that happened when he tried to call Mjolnir? He didn't think he'd be able to get it because he was like, I'm no longer worthy as Thor. That's why when he got it, he celebrated. He was like, I'm still Thor. So one, it was a call out because, like you said, the gods. They're all proud. Whenever Thor gets beat, he never really gets like defeated. Yeah. He's always, I can defeat you, I can conquer you. Like, this is the first time his failure cost half the universe. So when I was like, at that point, this was Thor actually being tested for the first time.
Yeah.
And he gave up like most people.
And I say he lost the most because he lost his brother. He lost his planet.
He lost half his people. He lost his planet.
He lost half his people. Then he lost half his people again.
But here's the thing. No. He didn't lose half his people to the snap.
Yeah.
He lost half his people to getting murdered.
Yeah.
So
And
there's
he
no.
lost the other half that was with him after they got murdered.
I
He
think
lost
some of
them
them
to the snap. He lost some of them to
So-
the snap.
so he's not-
But here's the thing. I get that. I understand that. But to me, okay. If they left out the scene with him in the briefing room, that would have came off a little better to me. Because to me, it was more of a filler thing to kind of beat home a joke that wasn't funny anymore.
So is it when he was explaining the stones and stuff?
Yeah, when they was talking about this is where the Aether was, and he goes up there, and like you could see it on everybody's face in the room. They was like,
This isn't Thor.
Yeah.
And
it was more like this ain't gonna happen,
That's-
and I'm like, you didn't need this scene. Everything else was cool, even after that scene with his mother and shit like that.
And that scene was so important with his mother because that actually grounded him back to reality.
And the thing is, I like that scene. It's that one scene in the room when he's giving a briefing on the Aether, and I was like, okay, this needs to stop.
So it's like taking the joke too far. Like,
But my thing is this:
And that's kind of my point too, because it's not that he was a fat Thor, but it's the fact
he
that
was relegated to comic relief.
yeah, like and that's
For
the thing.
something that really shouldn't be funny, which was he was depressed and an alcoholic.
But and that was my thing. Like when you have somebody whose whole thing is pride, and their pride is taken away from them, and they no longer have anything to believe in, where do they go? And well, that's what I love, because we've never seen heroes fall off personally like this to the point where they felt like
in the movie.
in the movies. Where we felt
Tony
like
showed his whole ass at He's like, we're fucked with you.
because honestly, in all retrospect, it kind of was Thor's fault that the whole world died, that the universe. If you
Are
would,
you fucking?
it was kind of his. Well, I'm talking about in the last stance, because had he just, instead of trying to get the last word in and just cut his fucking head off, would we be going through this? I know we want to blame Star-Lord.
No, because let's get into this now, because this has always irked me since Infinity War has come out. I get that Star-Lord did some questionable things that kind of fucked them over when they was trying to get that Infinity Gauntlet. But I've always been like, no, y'all should be throwing shit at Gamora. Because
She knew.
Because had she decided to go with Thor and Rocket to get that other hammer, she wouldn't have gotten kidnapped, and she wouldn't have gone to Boromir with Thanos, and she wouldn't have died right
Yeah,
Not
and
just
let me say something real fast. And this movie kind of lets you know that she's known where the Soul Stone was since Guardians 1.
Yep.
So
And
that's
this
further
entire
shit on
time-
her.
And this entire time they've been cruising around the galaxy, jacking off, and she knew where the fucking stone was.
Yeah.
And I get not telling anybody, but you told the one person that you probably shouldn't have told.
You told the one person with a fucking recorder
Exactly.
who Thanos can access at any time.
Exactly.
When he said, "Let
Like
me show
she-
you your memories," I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Like she was literally the one I felt fucked over everything.
all right, so let's bring it back to Endgame. We still haven't touched the end yet.
Fuck you, I'm ready to go into it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to the end.
Okay.
We got to the depression. We got to the plan. They've done it. They did the time heist. They ran the jewels.
By the way,
So I know, the only person who I really missed in this episode was the Latino dude from Ant-Man.
Louis.
I
think he died in the snap.
Pretty sure he did.
Cause I think his name was on those little memorials.
You don't take Louise.
Yeah, I
You
know.
take T.I. We don't need trap music that bad.
All right.
Okay, so Thor's getting worked out by Thanos. First of all, I love.
Yeah, let's lead up to the fight.
No. I love. Okay, so Thanos, and I love the fact that they did the reveal when Thanos comes and he hits them where they live.
Yeah.
So it was
By the way,
Call back to.
It was a callback to actually Iron Man
Yeah.
when his pad got destroyed. And
Iron Man 3.
And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's a callback to Avengers Disassembled, the comic book. In Avengers Disassembled, Because the first person who took that impact,
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. In Avengers Disassembled, their attack at the mansion, and Scott Lang is the first person to die because he takes the hit first.
So I
thought that motherfucker was dead. I was like, there's no way he lives.
I was like, there's no Ant-Man 3.
Exactly.
So one of the most iconic moments in this movie is when, and I love it was the original 3. So you walk out, you see Cap, you see Iron Man, and you see Thor.
Yeah.
And Thor has the Odin beard and everything, and he suits up, and it's like let's
know
go.
the trap, right? Like, don't care.
I don't care. And then he suits up and everything, and then they start doing it. And then
They didn't wait no time.
They went for it.
Now that was like, all right, y'all the ones.
But I love it. It's like. This must have been a crunker Thanos, man.
So
he was
already on 10 because he was like, oh, so I'll win, right? And they kill me, let's feed them.
that double-bladed weapon. Woo!
It's like he bought it. He was like, oh, these motherfuckers cut arms off. No, thank you.
So I love the fact that he didn't mention it outright, but like this was personal for him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even say the words that this was personal. Mm-hmm. He alluded that was the next phrase he was going to say. Because his phrase was, I'm going to enjoy this. Mm-hmm. What he meant to say was, y'all kill me. I don't appreciate it.
I do y'all a favor. I do y'all a favor. And you kill me.
He did it himself. No.
It was crunk because he was like, okay. You see, I tried to be cool. I tried to be cool and only kill half of y'all. But we burning the corner down.
Exactly.
I'm killing all y'all. And I'm gonna rebirth the universe in my image. Y'all wanna be some hoes? I'm gonna show you hoes.
And then Captain America was like, but you did a blah, blah, blah. Fuck that! Nobody remember! Throw hands right now! Do you want it?
But I love the fact that he didn't go get the gun. He was like, bitch, go get the gun. He knew. He was like, daddy gotta throw hands. So you go get my shit, and I'm gonna show them. And then they come, and they step out the shadows, and then he got his axe and the hammer. Thor's like, I'm ready to work. And this time, I'm going for the head.
and I love the fact that when he got Thor hemmed up, right before the pivotal moment.
Wait.
Right before pivotal, he got Thor hemmed up, and he got the axe in Thor's chest.
Yes! I love that callback because the way
I watched the last movie.
he was like,
he didn't even know that one.
no, he didn't.
He didn't even know
But when he's sitting there, he's just smiling, and Thor's like, this is it.
And then that
And
hammer
then that
started.
Hold up. I am the only one that was in the theater that knew what was happening there because the theater was silent. And as soon as the hammer lifted up, I was like, ah! And everybody looked back at me and I was like, ah!
So here's the thing. I got a little confused because I was like, I'm fine with Captain America picking up the hammer. Mm-hmm. I did not know that he could. I did not know.
I have his car keys. You gotta do this. You gotta.
Yeah, I left them in the other room.
I'm fine. I'm sure Cap can lift the hammer. I didn't know he could wield the hammer.
No, hold up.
He drove that shit like it's his car.
No, he knew it. He knew it like he fucked it like Linda Carter. Like. Whatever, Peggy Carter, I don't care.
Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Volcano dose. So he goes to work. When he gets the hammer, because I saw it too, when he was shaking. And then I apologize to the Asian lady sitting next to me because I was like, oh. At that point, I busted my pants. When he did, and the work he was putting on Thanos. The work.
It got to the point where like you couldn't even see that shit. like the screen just went blurry. It was like, you want.
Like
it was like a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It was like you would think that Captain America has used a hammer all his life.
All my life.
and then it was this one scene in particular. He hits Thanos. He raises the hammer and brings the lightning.
Which, by the way, while we on this, I I realized he was wielding the hammer and shit. I'm just saying, if it was me, help me! Because as soon as he picked up that hammer and started going to work, the other two just backed off like he got it. And I'm like,
you know why the other two backed off? Because both of them caught hands before from Thanos. I thought Iron Man the first time he fell out was like, I'm just sitting here and rest real bad. Captain like he got it.
Because first of all, let's talk about the baseball move that Thor did.
Oh yeah. First they did.
He tosses the hammer up, hits it, and then wait, and then Thanos is like, nah, bitch.
I didn't see that part.
I haven't seen Iron Man get laid out that hard since the fucking animated movie.
Oh yeah, when it was fighting against the Hulk.
Exactly, like Iron Man said, I got a kid.
At one point, Thanos lifts him up in the air, and it looks like he's about to rip him in half. Now I'm like, no!
Calm down, Thanos.
Like a dog wanted a baby shake, but not like this.
He baseballs into it. He totally hits it. So now Thor's on the ground, and then Captain America's sitting there doing his dirt. I'm like, yes, this is finally.
And then Thanos was like, you know what? I had enough of this shit. And Thor, his rage meter built, and he put the combination in to go into infinite mode. Breaks the shield.
When he broke the shield.
I was like, he can break adamantium.
No,
vibranium.
No, that was a callback to the comic book. There's only a few people who's ever broken his shield, and Thanos is one of them. So when he started chipping away at it, I was like, yes. You're giving me everything.
And my man gets up, and I was like, if he says we can do this all day, I'll be fine. Sure, whatever. But he gets up. And Thanos was like, you know what? I'm about to burn this whole goddamn place.
He called him man.
He summons his army. Army is looking rawer than before. I was like, where was that beast when they first invaded Earth?
Pause for a second. Before we even get there, and this is a callback to the trailer, and I love the way that they give people that false sense. When he picks up the shield in the trailer, the shield is whole.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. But when he tightened the shield.
When he tightened the shield, it's a broken shield. Yeah. And this is one, and I love this because this is also from the comic book. It's like one of Captain America's last stand moments. Yeah. When he's walking there and he's sitting there, he's trudging, he's like, bitch, I'm 5'9" with the soul of a 6'4". He walked to an army like, I don't give a damn. I will take all of you on. First of all, before we get there, Hulk, the fact that Thor praises, he's like, thank you. Yes, I knew you could wield the hammer. Yeah. But then he walked in, I'm like, oh shit, this is when Cap could catch it. Yeah. I was about to cry in the theater.
that was the moment my movie viewer brain clicked in. I was like, B team. They did the snap. They should be here by now. Like, any moment now. Any moment. And it got quiet.
My favorite.
And it got quiet.
This is like I said, this is the best way you could.
It looked like a painting.
When the royal family, when you see.
Well, first of all, before they step through, we gotta call attention to something. First, of course, Falcon was on the intercom. I was like, sure, whatever, Falcon. Yeah. This one of Captain America's best friend, whatever. All right, cool. And then he said on your left, I thought that Falcon was gonna be the first one to come through. Black Panther. Came through.
And in our theater, the theater erupted.
And that motherfuckers was standing up about it.
What was everyone's complaint from Infinity?
We don't give us Black Panther and take him away. But no, Okoye and Shuri. And Shuri, with her sexy ass, come strolling out there. I was like, oh man. I should have
called that a child. She is. In the movie, she's a child.
Whatever.
I want you to know that.
She comes strolling out. Okoye, well, her ball sexy ass comes strolling down too.
Oh, now we like ball women.
I'm not linear in this movie.
Well, yeah, when all the first of all, the first portal comes through, everybody's like, yeah. Then when all the portals start opening up,
my boy M'Baku comes rolling out. Bombay!
Did you see when they started charging, he was out in front. I'm like, what?
So before we even get there, so of course Wakanda comes out. Yeah. Then who else do we see come out? The Sanctum empties. And you
Spaceships are coming.
they don't leave just in case an Amazon delivery comes. So they normally stay in the sanctum. So when they come out strapping that orange shit, I was like, yeah.
Guardians coming.
By the way, when the spaceship came through, was that the Nova Force?
No, that was the if it wasn't, I didn't get any indication it was Nova, but I think it was Wakanda. Because they got ships.
Okay.
It's like, we're going to do it right this time.
So they step through. By the way, they all 5 years younger. So they come stepping through.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We might have to do with something else after this.
And then they leave the I love that scene.
Yeah.
And then one of the first things you see is Thor say, "Fuck this," and hits the ground, and a shockwave of lightning.
Avengers Assemble.
Oh! Well, before he even said it.
That was the effect of applause.
Yeah. Before he did it, and he was like, "Avengers," and I was like, if he says Assemble, I'm gonna hit this ground. And I leave for it. And I apologize to the agent. And he was like, "Avengers." I was like, "Say it."
Yeah, shit.
Assemble.
It's so sticky
It's
down.
so sticky.
So yeah, we don't really have to get to the particulars of the battle. It was a crunk battle.
Fuck that.
Come on, we run out of time. It was a crunk battle.
I do want to point out.
There were moments in the battle we should definitely point out, of course.
Let's talk about the women.
Yeah, A Force.
Okay.
So before we point out the women real fast, because I kind of want to couch that in a bigger, not a conversation, but in a bigger talking point. And it's that, I don't know if anyone was paying attention, but the representation in this movie was off the charts.
Yes.
Not only just the women thing, but there was another reason why Nebula and Rhodey were put together, and it was because they're both disabled.
Yeah.
And they referenced that
Yeah.
there was one of the Russo brothers at the beginning who was a gay man who was dating, he was at
the meeting.
the meeting, and he was talking about how he had started dating again.
Mm-hmm.
They just threw that in there. No one said anything about it. I'm surprised because they make a big deal out of everything on the internet. I'm surprised that's not a talk.
It is.
Okay.
It was an article on Yahoo, but I didn't. They were like, there's an obvious gay scene, and I'm like,
It wasn't.
did someone touch dicks? What's going on? But I didn't read it because I was like, I don't want to spoil the movie.
All I know is
And then the women.
Yeah, let's get to the moments.
And then the women came.
The women's came in.
Wait, before we even do that, I'm sorry. I gotta give a shout out to Ant-Man. Because Ant-Man punched the shit
He was.
out of that beast.
He was.
And then
He looked to be
stepped on one.
He stepped on Corvus.
It don't
One of
matter.
the-
It don't matter. He's not people. And we need to acknowledge this too. Falcon killed a guy with his fucking wing. right at the front of the battle. I'm like, so we do that now.
I'm small Wolverine shit.
It's personal for everybody. Speaking of personal, Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
I've seen some butthurt people. By butthurt, what I mean is people acknowledge that Scarlet Witch was about to take Thanos to the upper room, and they were like, "No, she didn't. She didn't finish the job." Thanos called down the God Strike because
He
he was like, oh, we do that, Buster call. Buster call.
Like, dude, that's how you do a Phoenix Force. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. No, when he's fighting Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel, and he headbutts her, he's like, what the fuck was that supposed to be?
other butthurt nerds out there. Captain Marvel can't take Thanos.
She was whooping his ass.
Before that even happened, the Buster call turned their guns to the sky,
Yeah.
and they was like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are y'all doing? They was like, we have something coming here from the atmosphere, and she just came down
And destroyed.
and wrecked
And I
everything.
completely forgot about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I thought about
Yeah.
Nova Force. I thought about
Guardians.
I was like,
Silver Surfer rolling.
He was like, sorry, I was late.
So she goes, although I gotta give Thanos props. He popped that power stone out. that was a desperation play. He was like, get off me.
All right. So then, of course, we got the A-Force moment before that with all the women representation in the
Like
front.
even Mantis, like she walked out swole.
Yeah, Mantis, it's a Wasp, Rescue, full front.
Rescue!
Full front.
Like, I wasn't expecting Pepper to go all out like that.
I wasn't either.
Like, she came in, she was doing like or some old
The
Gundam level
Iron
shit.
Man rescue tag team.
Yeah. And so,
No. The Thor Iron Man tag team. He'll light me up.
Yeah.
You know what else? That was a call out to
Thor, Avengers One?
No.
Oh.
X-Men.
Avengers vs. X-Men.
Gotcha.
There was another moment that I liked too. Captain America and Thor were fighting them back to back, and then they traded weapons. And they were like, "Nah, you take that."
You took the smoke.
I got confused. Like, when did Cap get the axe?
Yeah.
You have to be worthy, and who he's fucking worthy.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting towards the end.
Spider-Man. You gotta give Tom Holland his due.
I mean, he did some stuff. Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
Call back to kill mode because it was it was definitely everybody went ham. That was the point because everybody remembered what Thanos did the first time. It's like we are not letting this happen again. Everybody played their part. Even quarterback Captain Marvel came back. Yeah, like we said.
God, that wasn't the quarterback. The quarterback was Black Panther. Black Panther's like, give me the rock. Wait.
Yeah. So everybody did their part, and of course, we all saw the moment. We knew it was coming. We knew Iron Man had to do the thing. And when he gave Doctor Strange a look, Doctor Strange gave him a look back, like
the way he went out.
he like, this is it, man.
The way he went out. I look. You want me to tell you how fucking amazing they are with this storyline? It was a callback to the Iron Man 1 when he was like, to the very last scene and the very last word of Iron Man 1 when he was like, I'm Iron Man. I was like, oh, mother of fuck, whoever wrote this.
You know what else? It was a callback to in the first Avengers movie. Captain America tells Iron Man, "Do you think you're
the person who can lay down on the wire and while the other people live?" And he was like, "I'll just cut the wire." But I love that I forgot about that. God damn it! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're not the one who made the sacrifice play and let the other people live." He was like, "Bitch, I got a daughter." Fabo.
Yeah, that made it even more impactful. The fact that we, Tony's character through all the movies, and like it or love it, it's even Tony and Spider-Man: Homecoming, it played a part in all of this. And who was there when he died? As he was dying, his family.
Not just that.
Rhodey, Spider-Man, and Pepper.
This was a callback, of course, to the first Infinity Stone, and I tried to fight the tears on this one, but I was like, they rolling. Well, when Tom Holland rolls up, he's like, Mr. Stark,
Mr. Stark.
and then at the very end, he's like, Tony, and I was like, fucker.
That ain't what got me. The part that pulled me was, you wanna go get some cheeseburgers? Yeah, I was like, shut up! Daddy like cheeseburgers. I'm gonna get you all the cheeseburgers. I'm like,
What's her name who plays Pepper?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
I never liked Gwyneth Paltrow because I'm pretty sure as a person, she's a fucking horrible person. It smells like government cheese. But in this movie, like that scene between her and Tony Stark, because like he doesn't respond, and then Pepper comes up and she was like, "It's okay, you can let go. We're gonna be safe. We're gonna be fine."
Yeah.
And she's giving that reassurance as he slowly drifts off. And you see Tom Holland in the back, and you see Captain, and you see Rhodey there too. And Rhodey, the look in his eyes, and he's like, "This is it."
Yeah.
And then even to the funeral where you see even General Ross is there.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
Should
fuck.
have been allowed. He should have been arrested on site.
Exactly. But even when they go to the funeral and then they're panning left and right to each group, and they're doing, and I love that.
Everybody standing in their franchise.
Exactly, and it's the combination of a decade, and it's just going through the decades of everybody, and it's just hitting everybody. Don't know who that kid was at the end.
So that was
Harley from Iron Man 3.
There's a little kid that
The little kid from Iron Man 3, that was him.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up!
Was Maria there?
I didn't see
I
Maria here.
I didn't see Maria.
Okay, because there was another lady there that I didn't recognize.
Where was she?
Towards the back.
That was Captain Marvel.
There was Captain Marvel in a pantsuit. There was another woman there too.
Goddamn, Brie Larson was hot.
I didn't know who that was.
But I loved it, and then it finally ends with Nick Fury, the first person who introduces him to the Avenger Initiative.
Yep. Yeah. So we gotta talk about before we head out. We're running low on battery power, but we're gonna power through this real quick. Captain America.
I called it.
Captain America got to set things right, and he also got to live out his final days.
As soon as they point to the bench,
Yeah.
like I was like, you motherfuckers. Because as soon as he looked over, I was like, that's old man Rogers.
Yeah.
And I said it, and then I apologized to the Asian lady sitting next to me, because she looked over, she was like, who? And I was like, wait. He walks over,
Just let it happen.
Just let it happen. And he goes over and he looks up and I was like, mother of fuck, this is how you end this shit.
Yeah, they closed out everybody's story.
And
Except Hawkeye.
And the fact
There's no reason for that. We'll get into that.
Yeah, there's a TV show.
and that was a fact because he finally gets with Peggy Carter. He's like, I lived the life I wanted to live. And when he at first I wanted him to leave the Shield, and then Bucky, and then Falcon.
Both grabbing
They both look down there and they both look at each other. But the fact he hands it off to Falcon and then Bucky approves of it, and he's like, yeah, you were the new Captain America.
So I have some theories. As you all know throughout the movie, they set up all the TV shows.
Oh yeah, they said Loki too.
Yeah.
They set up all the TV shows. I think that when they announced
They
the
set
TV
Scarlet
show
Witch.
and Vision, but let me get to my theory, because Vision never came back.
Well, they set it up in Infinity War. I forget. They got the blueprints for Vision.
Mm-hmm. So here's my theory. I think that the titles to some of those Netflix shows were fake titles.
So, like, what titles do we have?
WandaVision, that sounds stupid.
Yeah,
it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's going to be something else. I don't think we're going to get Vision back. I don't care if we do get the blueprints. I don't think we're going to get them back. I think it's a Scarlet Witch show.
Okay.
But I think that was a feint because the real titles will spoil this movie. The biggest title that I think is a lie is the Falcon and Winter Soldier title. I think it's going to be called Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Was that the name of the Captain America movie? Because if so, they can't do it outright, of course.
Well, the name of the Captain America movie was called Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I mean, sure, I'm on board. So yeah, everybody had their final moments. This is how you close out a franchise.
Oh my god!
And it was they did it so well that people thought this was the last like Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Even the shot of Wakanda and what it looks like.
Yeah,
now, I was
yeah.
like, oh my god, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's setting up Black Panther 2. So like, I'm pretty sure there's like a million things I missed, which I'm going to go see it again.
Right.
But as the final film, like, how do you guys feel about it?
I thought it wrapped everything up perfectly. Like I said, it's not a perfect movie. There are spots that I have issues with, but I thought as far as a proper send-off, this movie was just a callback to the movies and just like all the references to the past movies. Like, they did not scrimp on what to put in this film. And you just gotta wonder what's in the lead.
Like basically they went in and was like, it's been people that's been watching these shits for 11 years, throwing their money at the theaters and shit like that. We need to make this movie worth it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally feel that they did.
For me, as a send-off, the closest thing I can compare this to was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And how they kind of have some epic moments in that with the people taking Gotham back and everything. That's kind of vibe I got from them. Thanos is here. We're back, so let's make sure this doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm.
But the overall tone of the movie, that's the closest thing I compare to the Dark Knight Rises, and that closing out that franchise as well, and leaving Robin there for the future. Do it as you will. I won't be back to direct it. But yeah, they close out everybody's story and for the main Avengers line. And I love that aspect of it. I'm happy to see Thor on the Guardians.
Yeah.
This is Thor Ragnarok is the only Marvel movie I've watched multiple times. I don't think I've ever seen any other Marvel movie
I
more
watched
than.
Infinity War like 5 or 10 times.
I watched Infinity War twice, but I got Thor Ragnarok beat it by one more. I watched it about three or four maybe, but I want to see Thor with the Guardians.
Yeah.
I'll say this much. One thing I want to call back to is that the alternate timeline that the ancient one pointed.
Explain.
Exactly, which can also settle different storylines in the future, which I would happy to see. But as this movie, I have to say it's the best way to finish up the plate. Like if this was a meal and this was the last course, they did it justice. I gotta buy the entire collection because from beginning to end, Iron Man 1 to this is storytelling at its best.
I even loved like the end credits where they had they autographs.
Oh my God.
I was like, I can't take this with me. Why are you autographing a video?
The fact that they're in their action poses and it's the original Avengers and they all have their signatures on it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They say Tony for last.
exactly. And then it was like a timestamp and it was like, this is a completed saga. Oh, yes, we're going to do more, but this is how.
This is it.
This is like thank you to the fans for believing that we could do something like this.
Yeah. Was there a Stan Lee kind of thing going on in the movie? I walked out in the credits.
There was no end
They
credit.
didn't need one.
Well, no, not end credits, but like, was there a Stan Lee
There was
Stan Lee?
in memorial thing.
Yeah, memorial.
I
I can't say that word.
I didn't see one.
I didn't see one either.
But trust me, it did need it. Everybody understood, especially with the way they put Stanley in there, and everybody in the theater applauded to that.
Mm-hmm.
But as a culmination of everything that we've been through with this franchise, it was one of the best ways to end it.
Yeah.
We got.
And the biggest thing I gotta say about this, you can't say anything about Marvel villains anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen some people even try to complain about Thanos. It's like he was too he was too relatable. I've seen some people try to throw criticisms at certain characters' movies when it comes to Marvel. Anyway, some of them are okay, some of them not. But Thanos is too relatable is a criticism
If
now.
Thanos wasn't relatable, then he wouldn't have been as marketable as he was. Because let's be honest with you, like all the memes that came out with him, like he became a bigger superstar than some of the Marvel heroes that's been in the movies longer than him.
It's called the Thanos snap.
Mm-hmm.
Like other people have used the glove, but it's the Thanos snap.
Mm-hmm.
And but the fact we were able to see two aspects of Thanos' character is what I love the most about these two stories put together.
All I know is wherever Kevin Feige is, I want to be at that party because I know there's hookers and blow.
Kevin Feige dead. He got the
They tried to walk into the room, but cocaine just kept spilling out of the hotel.
It was like his heart exploded because of all the hookers and blow.
By the time of the recording of this little review reaction that we're giving right now, Avengers has already crossed $1 billion.
What?
Yeah, no, they said this was gonna be the first movie ever to.
It's Sunday weekend of the weekend.
They said this is the first movie ever to cross $1 billion in a weekend.
Fuck Titanic! Fuck Titanic!
And you know the fucked up part is this could have been DC.
Yeah,
So
I was so pissed
That
that
was
DC
the first thing I thought about when I left the movie.
This could have been DC.
Not that it was a jab at DC, but just the fact that those legendary heroes, a legendary villain like Apocalypse or Brainiac, whoever you want to bring,
And
bring
now-
it, like this was world-ending level Apocalypse level shit.
Because worldwide the top 3 selling comic book characters or books or whatever is Batman, Superman, and One Piece.
Can I ask you one question?
And
This is a separate thing. As far as any other superhero movie, have you been on a roller coaster like any other like this movie?
Not like this.
The movie or franchise?
The movie, we'll go to franchise later, but as Infinity, the end game itself, like the roller coaster of experiences that you experienced.
Because like for all the stuff that I didn't like the Thor stuff and the Hulk stuff, there was also good stuff.
I think the positives way outweigh.
And I kind of think you need stuff in movies to be a criticism. so that you can have a varied experience in a movie.
Yeah.
And just have talking points in general. Because let's be honest with you, like, as much as I keep going back to Infinity War, but a lot of the stuff that happened in that movie, like, a lot of it was talking points. We can bitch and moan about the Star-Lord shit and why Doctor Strange didn't do this and whatnot, but the point is, your ass is talking about that shit up until this movie came out.
And overall, what's important is it was good storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, things came through. Like, you had a question here, it was answered here. It was criticism here, it may have been addressed here.
And this is playing also to, like, on a larger scale of diversity of cast, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this wouldn't have worked if it wasn't for how diverse the cast was and how good these people were at portraying. Like, they're going to be immortalized for the characters that they play.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 years from now,
I honestly don't think they're maybe Hawkeye and Black Widow and Hulk they cast 3 or 4 more times, so why not another 6? Whatever. But I honestly think they're never gonna recast Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor in our lifetime. I literally think we are going to become old men and die, and then they're going, like, I think more than 20 years have to pass before they even think about recasting those 3 characters.
It depends on a respect level, because we thought they'd do the same thing with Heath Ledger and give him respect with his cushion, but
That's true. But Heath Ledger didn't have over 10 years of work as the character.
Yeah.
Like even with Wolverine, they still. I honestly think that's one of the reasons they not fucking with X-Men right now, because everybody else can be recast, but you gotta let some time pass with Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's why
Wolverine was out in front of that franchise.
Exactly.
Hugh Jackman himself as well.
Exactly.
And
And
so
you know Kevin Feige watched Logan like 50 times
yeah,
on the set of Infinity War and Endgame.
with hookers and blood.
They cast every other character around X-Men except Wolverine.
Kevin Feige right now is on the space station right now, butt naked.
Orbiting on his way back to Earth.
And I think it's gonna be like, real talk, I don't think we're getting X-Men in Phase 4.
I don't think so either.
I think it's gonna, and I think it's because they need another. How many years has it been since Logan came out?
1, maybe
No,
2.
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
Logan?
Yeah.
Because it was up for an Oscar last year.
I think Logan came out in 2017. It's been 2 years.
I think it's gonna be another 5 max before they cast Wolverine again.
So, final thoughts?
I'm gonna go see it again. Just to go pick up on a lot of stuff that I may have missed. Time travel is time travel. You look.
Yeah, I meant to ask you.
Like
me and you.
We'll pull out the whiteboard. We'll off screen. But time travel is time travel. I think that they addressed it as best as they could for the audience that they had. It's like, look, we're not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. Let's just do the thing and then not mess up.
You want to focus on that?
Yeah, that's the criticism you want to jump
I'm
on.
not going there.
I still think it was overall good storytelling.
You?
I'm gonna try to see it too. See it again as well. I can't make any promises, but like I said, the first experience is always gonna be the one that works the best for me. I'm glad they did this. I hope the next, because are they splitting this? Do they do these in 3 phases each?
They've been kind of mum about the phases now. They're kind of like how DC is like, what is DCEU? You guys gave us that name. Okay, right now Kevin Feige is like phases. What's a phase?
Kevin Feige just
Well, they pretty much said that these first 22 movies were the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
I hope the next saga is just as good, and I hope they're more creative as far as who they give movies and whatnot, because like you got a whole bunch of people to choose from.
Well, so far, it looks a bit creative. Like Shang-Chi.
It's all over the place to me.
Yeah.
If this was a puzzle, I cannot put pieces together.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where they're gonna go with this too, especially when you throw Shang-Chi
And Eternals.
Yeah, word on the street is we're going more galactic.
But then you got Shang-Chi.
Exactly. And I'll be honest with you, like, I don't know too much about Eternal, so off rip, I'm not gonna be all that interested in it. But I'm gonna give it a chance because y'all literally proved that y'all can do this with 22 fucking movies.
Yeah, we said the same thing about Guardians.
So I'll give it a chance, but at the same time, I'm like, Sam Rockwell has only been used in one of these movies. Get him back in a movie. Get the Thunderbolts movie going. That's what we need.
And then we got, well, first off, yeah, I'm gonna try to see it again too, especially for the references, because that's what Ant-Man's helmet. Anyway, like, I'm definitely gonna try to see it to catch all the references and all the stuff that I missed, because I was catching shit, and I was even probably like putting shit on shit that probably wasn't there, just because of how deep the shit went, and that's really where the movie shines for me, like how deep they go.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the movie. This will never happen again.
No.
DC,
This wasn't.
DC can't even do this.
I'm not even DC. Just movie experience. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And
Movie history. Period.
And of course, I'll say, of course, I'm going to see it again. I'm probably going to see it like 5 times. Fucking Tony and his dad. Goddamn. There were so many references, so many things that got closed up. I think this was the perfect bow of the end of the movie. The send off, everything, closing out this generation, opening up the door for the next generation. It was good. It was great. I love it. And goddamn, $1 billion.
First weekend.
First weekend. All the hoes. my grandmother called me. I can't get a ticket to the Avengers. So I was like, Grandma, you can't get tickets the weekend. Shut your mouth. But
Alright, guys, that was our reaction review to Avengers. You guys been asking us to do something like this, but we purposely didn't even talk to each other before doing this. This is just off the cuff. Sure, if there's something that's good, no, I won't say as good as. If there's something that catches our eye, we'll probably do some more reviews in the future. But poke around the channel, see what else we got going on, and like and subscribe. And thank you for checking us out.
you know, when I went home, I just sat down in the corner.
I sat down in traffic because it was traffic out there.
Yeah, me and Chris.
I was like, I ignore traffic. Like, I gladly waited in traffic and just inched my way home.
We kind of, me and Chris was just kind of like strolled inside.